Ladies and gentlemen, it's Amrit here from Amazon Online, and today I'm in the Netherlands. Continue to be in the Netherlands. I'm in Amsterdam at the moment. I had a conference, but of course, there's no conference that gets in the way of the United game. So I thought, let me just take a little bit of a break, do a preview, and then head out to the game. We are about a couple of hours, 2 hours precisely before kickoff. And yesterday, when I went in town, I actually found a really cool place, London Bridge. Give them a shout out, where we can watch the game, and there's going to be quite a few Man United supporters in there. So fantastic! Can't wait. Well, United Spurs at Old Trafford. In the past few years, I can't remember the last time United have actually registered a victory against Spurs. I think it was probably all the way to 2022. No wins in 2023, 24, 25. I think we've got two draws out of them, and somehow we've lost the rest of the matches. And it's not just us, but Spurs have actually been a bogey team for Manchester in general. I mean, look at what happened last week. Manchester City rock up. They've been in a good vein of form, but they come up to Spurs, and even after leading 2-0, Spurs somehow turn up in one half, score two goals, and take away a point. Yeah, come on the Reds. So this is not going to be an easy match. I'm a little bit worried, obviously ominous of all the signs, but at the same time, we have got to make sure that we win this match. It just can't happen. Spurs are 14th at the moment. Leeds on the same number of points as them. Nottingham Forest are 3 points behind, just above the relegation zone. Like, we've got to end this glitch. We've got to end this bad run. And we couldn't have picked a better time, in a way, to play them. With the form that we're in, winning 3 matches in a row. We just turn up over this angle. We've got some people over on that side, so this might be a better angle for us. We've got Patrick Dorgu, who's still out, but otherwise we've got a good solid team which has gained consistency for a few matches now. Kobe Mainoo's back in the side. So look, we have got positives. They get Dominic Solanke back, no doubt, great player. I'm not sure if Van der Ven is playing, so it'd be interesting to see if he's back in the side, if he's fit enough to be back in the side. Look, it's going to be a good match. So let me go into what I think is going to be the predicted lineup from a United perspective. So Sen Elements in goal. I'm scared of repeating myself, but what a signing he's been. In fact, I'm really happy with the window that we've had, which is why, if you see, as far as January transfer window has gone by, we've not brought a single player in. But I don't think you'll be seeing a lot of noise being made from a United perspective, a lot of complaints, because the summer window was that good. Mbuemo has joined the club, top scorer. Cunha, I mean, that celebration alone is a highlight for United's season. Sen Elements, the most important of all signings, in my opinion. He's come, replaced Onana, steadied the ship. Fantastic. And who else? Shesko. He's coming into his own. He's probably the least of the four major signings, but he's got a rich vein of form. He's now scored 3 goals in his last 2 starts. So talk about the starting line again without digressing, and I think, I think we may have him back in. All right, so we've got a couple of messages come in. Kenji, cuckoo to you too. Olaf, hi to you, and how are you today? Oh, brilliant, Olaf. Doing fantastic. Really looking forward to the game, and we'll be talking a little bit about it. But I'm a huge supporter and a follower, huge supporter for cricket. Follow the Indian team, and India are kicking off today, right after the football. Hopefully, I might miss a few minutes before, but we're here for the football. That takes precedence. Like I mentioned, been a top signing for us. A brilliant keeper. He's not made those Degay saves, again, for fear of repeating myself. He's not making those big headline saves, but he's been as important, if not more important than any other single player. And the fact that he replaced Onana that's just made his inclusion so much bigger, extrapolated the importance, his importance into the side. And another reason I don't think he's quite getting, those headlines is because not just the saves, but also we are conceding. But if you look at every match when we are conceding, or the goals that we're conceding, they're not because of a goalkeeping mistake. In fact, the goals that we're conceding, he or any other keeper can hardly do anything. So, that's not his fault. I don't think he can do anything about them. But once we iron out that defense, we may end up keeping a lot more clean sheets, and I think St. Elements will get his due then. Now, for this match at right back, I personally think, I don't think he will go for it, but I personally think this will be a brilliant match and brilliant occasion to bring in Mazraoui. I don't think Carrick will do it. I think Diego Dalot will continue. Now, look, I'm not saying Diego Dalot has not been good. In fact, I've been giving him above average scores. He has been good. But I think he could do with a break. He could do with, and we need Mazraoui to come back. That's another thing. Mazraoui's been excellent and played for the African Cup of Nations, but he's not had his chance. I think this could be a great opportunity to bring him back at right back. I don't think Dalot's been supremely brilliant, has not been bad, has been above average. Don't think he's been supremely brilliant, and I think adding that competition there between the two of them can only bode well for us moving forwards as a team. So that's what I would go for, Mazraoui, but I'm pretty sure Carrick, at least so far, he's been proven to be someone who prefers consistency over anything. I don't see Carrick making that change. At centre-back, I think, again, we're going to continue with Maguire and Martinez. I think they've been brilliant, both of them. Maguire's had a new lease of life. What I've really liked about Maguire has been his aggression. I really love those 2 occasions, both in the Man City game, where it doesn't, it's a physical mismatch between him and Bernardo Silva, but still didn't back down. Maguire's always known to be this, good guy, cool guy, polite. But he said that, right, you can still be a good guy, but on the pitch, be an animal, be more of an animal. So we saw that side to him, which is great to see against Bernardo Silva. I'm not saying we like to see people being pushed onto the railings, that's a little bit of what he did. But Bernardo was asking for it. In fact, Bernardo is the one who pushed him first, and Maguire was not scared of retaliating. So that was great. And then against Arsenal, he picked on their biggest guy, and he literally picked him up. Literally. Gabriel. Fantastic. Great to see. Fellow centre half. In fact, Gabriel started throwing his toys out the pram at the end of the game, refused to shake Maguire's hand. I couldn't give a shit. I couldn't care less. Get in Maguire and atta boy. So he gets in just for that. On the other hand, we've got that, that terrier, that bulldog, who is Martinez, our butcher. He'll come in for sure. Need a big game from him against Solanke. Solanke's rife right now, so I think he'll play. Left back concerns me a little bit. We were talking about the signings. One of the signings that we did have is Diego Leon. And from the little that I've seen about him, I really like him. Look, Dorgu had his chance. I would really like to see Diego Leon start getting onto the bench to start off with. I think Malacia has been on the bench lately. I don't think Malacia's quite got a future at United. I would like for him to. He's the first Ten Hag signing, remember. But for some reason or another, and I don't know too much, I don't have too much of an insight personally or a point of view as to why Malacia is not in or is out of favour. I quite like him. Don't think there's anything wrong with him. But I think Luke Shaw needs some competition. Luke Shaw might need some time off as well. Him and Delo, they've been all right. Maybe again, Luke Shaw has had a lot of changes, like he's been that left-sided centre-back, sometimes left wing-back, and now he's playing back at left-back, which was his position. But I don't know if they've quite got that sync between him and that left midfielder, which again, I'll get to it, has been Dorgu in and out, and I think that was boding well. But now with Cunha, yeah, it didn't look in sync, in my opinion. In short, I would like to see our fullbacks supporting play a lot more, putting in those crosses if possible. I know it's probably not the style of play that we're going for, but dovetailing really well with their midfielder, with their winger. I think that's what I want to see more. So hopefully we'll start seeing that with Shaw. But otherwise, I'd like to see Diego Leon being thrown into it, In midfield, once again, we'll have Casemiro as the 6, Kobe Mainoo as the 8, and Bruno Fernandes as the 10. We'll have, on either side of them, we'll have Ahmad on the right. We'll have Cunha on the left. Cunha's been on fire. Cunha's been on fire, and I think this system... Look, sometimes I don't think it's just about the system with Cunha. I think it was probably about his happiness, just his overall being. He just looks to have that extra bit of zest and spring in his step under Carrick. But it probably has to boil down to himself as well, because he's always taken shots. Cunha has taken a lot of shots. He's been the one player who's taken the most shots for Man United. But they were poorly executed shots, really long-range shots, which were not forcing saves out the keeper. Now, it's like he's added an extra 5 kilos to that boot, because when he hits them, they're staying hit. That, I can't tell you. As impressive as it was against Manchester City, and what a goal. Looked dangerous. As soon as he got the ball, he looked dangerous. But in many ways, I preferred that goal against Arsenal. He got threaded in by a brilliant Casemiro. That shows the tandem. But Cunha just put a hammer through that ball. I mean, if a goalkeeper tried to get at the back of, behind that, it would have taken him and the ball inside the net. I mean, it was that powerful. Fantastic. And I want to see, that's what I wanted to see from Cunha from the start, because he has got that power. He has got that finishing prowess. He does shoot well. Where was that? So I'm really excited to see more from him. And now the number 9 position. Sorry. I'll retract. Cunha on the left, on the right, where Ahmad was playing, and on the front. I want to finalize that. For me, I think he needs to put Mbeumo on the right and start Shesko at number 9. Has to be done. I think the time's right to do it. This will not just pin Spurs back, but also, look, sometimes we've got to smell the player. Ahmad's been chucked in straight from, has played for Man United, wing back, then was chucked into the African Cup of Nations, and then straight back into the United team, this time as a right winger. He's not done badly, but I think he's been in and out of games big time. Mbeumo has done well as a number 9, especially against City, less so against Arsenal. I think he needs a little bit more of the ball. Mbeumo needs to be on that right. And Shesko, look, listen, what a finish against Arsenal. And even before that, I think he scored 2 goals. I can't remember against who now, but he scored 2 goals. He's in a rich vein of form. Let's give him the chances. Let's give him the chances. So that's my team. I'll recap. It'll be Lamens, Mazraoui. I'm hoping it's Mazraoui, but it could be Dalot. Maguire Martinez, Luke Shaw, Casemiro Mainu, Bruno Fernandes, Cunha on the left, Mbeumo on the right, and Benjamin Sesko down the middle at the number 9. I think this should win us the match against Spurs, and we've got to keep the tempo up. We've got to go out, attack, and if things doesn't go well, we've got Xerxes to come on, we've got Ahmad to come on, we've got players to come on. So, come on, the Chelsea well, yeah, I think Chelsea and United for the Champions League spots, eh? Just a word on Chelsea. They've done brilliantly well. They've won all their games except the 2 that they've played against Arsenal. So, I'd say the same thing with United. If you win the games that you should be winning most of the time, you'll be doing well. Where I'm really excited about United is that we can beat anyone. But our least convincing result has been against Fulham, which is arguably the lesser of the 3 teams that we've played. So Spurs does carry its... I do have my reservations against Spurs. Spurs are not a great team. I don't know. Spurs will soak back the pressure, not attack as much. I don't know. But those are the teams that we are struggling to create and open up chances against. Those teams who have got good defense. And let's face it, Spurs' 2 best players are easily their centre-backs, Van der Ven and Romero. So, let's see how we fare. All right. Let me know in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts, what you think of this game, and indeed any other games. I think we've got a big weekend of football coming up. And yeah, as I was saying, with for Chelsea as well as Man United, we now have a couple of spots opened up for the Champions League. I think Manchester City is soaked into that race now. They're leading it, but they're right in. I mean, it's not... They're the same points to the top as they are to us, 6 points. So, yeah, they're not out of the woods. Aston Villa on 3-4. Be interesting to see what they do this weekend. And obviously, Manchester United and Chelsea will be a really big match this weekend. If they can both get 4 wins out of 4, I mean, what's that going to do, guys? You know, it's impressive. And then you've got Liverpool. Look, Liverpool have been a pitiful defender of their crown. They've won the league, but yeah, it's just been a little bit of a shambolic kind of like defense. But I say shambolic only because they were champions. Otherwise, Liverpool are still, they're still there or thereabouts. They're still doing well. They're still fighting on multiple fronts. They can turn on just as quickly as this. And now we've got Ekatike playing up front instead of Isaac. He's one of the top scorers in the Premier League. So I said that a while back to some Liverpool friends. I mean, I personally think Ekatike is a better player than Isaac, or Ishak, however you want to call him. But obviously, he's their record transfer player, so he's got to be played when fit. But Liverpool on their day can hurt anyone. So I think there's about 6 teams vying for that top 5 spot, the Champions League. Or 5 teams. Yeah, Liverpool, Manchester United, Chelsea, Aston Villa, and Manchester City. 5 teams, fine. So one of them's got to miss out. One of them's got to drop out. Jahangir. No, I don't. I do not. But oh, yes, I do remember you. Cheers. Right. Brilliant. And for those of you who are watching the cricket, then obviously that World Cup is starting today, and I'll hopefully see you for that as well. Yesterday was a brilliant match. Speaking of fantasy football, just wanted to talk about that a little bit. I brought in Calvert-Lewin, brought him in. Who did I take out? Aston Villa on 3-4, so I removed Ollie Watkins. And what do you know? Leeds were 2-0 up. I didn't get to see the game. They were 2-0 up, and Calvert-Lewin was not on the scorer sheet. He was not on the assists, and I was like, what the hell? But then luck struck the 3rd time, and he scored that goal. So that's brilliant. So we're reaching the kind of like business end of fantasy Premier League football as well, all to play for. For those of you who are involved in that, let me know in the comment section again. But for now, I'll take your leave. I'll finish up my hot chocolate. And I'll see you all at the game. Let me know your predicted lineup as well. Be keen to know what you guys are thinking. And come on, United. Come on, the Red Devils. Take care, guys.